Yeah. Run it up, Blondo. Run it up, Blondo.
Arguably the most important trait that an NBA player needs in order to succeed is confidence. Almost everyone in the NBA is skilled in their own way, but those who believe in their abilities the most are the ones who excel. In the case of Wendell Carter Jr., it took a new team, system, and an injury scare for him to finally start believing in his abilities. Wendell had a decent start to the season, but you could tell that he was still dealing with confidence issues and was still letting his emotions get the best of him. He needed a wake-up call because he was just letting his talents waste away, just being average. Fortunately for his career, he finally received his wake-up call moment after an injury scare on December 17th against the Miami Heat. In that game, it looked like he'd gone down with a career-threatening knee injury, but fortunately for him, he only go on to suffer a lower right leg contusion. Wendell surprised a lot of his doubters and returned a mere few days after his injury, and since his return, Wendell has looked like a completely new player. He's been a nightly double-double machine this season and has ranked among the top of all major advanced stats categories for the Magic. It's like he saw his diagnosis of just a lower right leg contusion instead of a major knee injury as a blessing and a sign that he cannot go on wasting all the talent that he has due to confidence issues, because his career could be derailed at any moment from a major injury, and then he would only be left with regrets for the rest of his career. Since his return on December 23rd, Wendell has looked more aggressive and confident in his abilities, and he's been our best player from then on. From his return date to the time of recording this video, Wendell has averaged 17, 11, and 3 on 54, 32, 70 shooting splits, while converting at an uber-efficient 71% at the rim. During this period, he's put up impressive numbers against some of the best bigs in the league, and has held his own on the defensive end against them as well. Since his return, Wendell ranks first on the Magic in EPM. Now, I know that no advanced stat is perfect, but EPM is known so far as one of the most accurate advanced stats for determining a player's true value, and Wendell's current EPM of plus 2.8 places him in the 91st percentile in the league, grouped with the likes of all-star caliber bigs like DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Domantas Sabonis. Wendell has also led his team in overall Raptor, net rating, offensive rating, true shooting percentage, and is second only to Mo Wagner in win shares per 48 minutes. And what's even more crazy is that the Magic are finally getting most of their core players back healthy, and they're showing flashes of the defensive powerhouse that they could be in the future. They posted the best defensive rating since the All-Star break, 7th best since the turn of the new year, and 12th specifically since Wendell's return in late December. The Magic are also a respectable 9 and 11 in the last 20 games that Dell has played in, and he's been a big part of that, as he's posted the 3rd best defensive rating among those on the Magic who played regular minutes. But Wendell's impact has gone beyond the stat sheet this season. Despite being only 22 years old, he's been a calming presence on the floor because of his basketball IQ. He always looks to make the correct play, and he's constantly communicating with his teammates on the floor. He's just a textbook smart basketball player all around. For example, on defense, he knows how to use his hands and strong build to guard other bigs one-on-one without fouling them, and it shows, as he's averaging a career low in fouls per game. Wendell is aware when to help, when to go for strips, and he also makes smart rotations and quick recoveries. On offense, he always seems to be in the right place for easy scoring opportunities in the paint. He punishes smaller players inside and demands the ball when he notices an open lane to drive against smaller footed bigs. He moves well off the ball for a big, and makes clever cuts knowing when he has an easy lane towards the basket when there's a slow big roaming near the perimeter, like you can see with Vooch right here in this clip. Additionally, Dell has decent enough handles to where he could put the ball on the floor to counter failed DHO actions if the defense had already anticipated it. He's also displayed a wide range of offensive moves such as blow-by drives and pump fakes, turnaround fadeaways, up and unders with good footwork, teardrops, and a decent face-up game from both elbow spots or from the low post. He also has a reliable mid-range jumper, as he shot a respectable 51% from 10 to 19 feet this season. And it doesn't stop there. He even has Euro stepping in his arsenal, as he broke out a smooth one against Embiid and the Sixers last week. Furthermore, I like how when Wendell grabs offensive rebounds, he's smart enough to adjust his body and patiently look for an easy putback instead of, simply rushing a shot like young bigs are prone to do. Another telling sign of his high basketball IQ is that he's developed good chemistry with every playmaker on our roster through dribble handoffs and high pick and rolls. Wendell ranks 12th in NBA in pick and roll man points per game and does it at an efficient 50% clip as well. Additionally, he also knows when to pop out from pick and roll or dribble handoff actions, as he's currently averaging a team leading 5 catch and shoot points per game while shooting catch and shoot threes at a respectable 36% clip. His biggest impact off the ball for the Magic this season has been his screens. Wendell sets tough screens that opens up space for our ball handlers to operate and make plays that convert into field goals. The stats prove this, as Wendell currently ranks 11th in the NBA in screen assists per game. Furthermore, with the ball, Wendell makes good reads from short rolls, for example, finding cutters or open shooters, and also making crisp high to low passes to Mo Bamba, for example. He and Mo Bamba have developed a nice big man chemistry on offense so far this season, and I hope that continues from next season and further on. Furthermore, surprising Magic fans this season, Wendell has looked smooth enough to make plays from an inverted pick and roll with a smaller player, as you can see from this clip. You know, his good court vision was a major reason why he was being compared to Al Horford coming out of college, and it's an important skill that sets him apart from other young developing bigs in the league. Now, Wendell had to answer a few doubts that had hovered around his career coming into this season. The first one being if he would ever be able to stay on the floor and be healthy. Wendell only averaged 47 games played in his first 3 seasons. Small nagging injuries kept him out for extended periods, which frustrated a lot of Bulls fans. Well, this season, Wendell has answered any questions about his toughness and removed any concerns about his durability, as he's on pace to play 70 games this season. If you remember from my video from this past October titled Wendell Carter Jr. versus Mo Bamba, I stated that Wendell absolutely had to play 70 games minimum this season to disprove any durability concerns, or else it would be too risky for the Magic to extend him. If he failed to do so, then we would have enough of a sample size to label him as injury prone and a risk to sign long term. I know he probably doesn't watch any of my videos, but props to him for successfully overcoming that challenge. To add on, I wouldn't be surprised if he leads the league in getting smacked in the face with swipes per game. It's a running joke amongst Magic fans, and to his credit, he takes it well and even laughs it off whenever it happens now. Random nagging injuries kept him out for extended periods in the past, but that isn't the case anymore. And what's encouraging for Magic fans is that Wendell isn't toughening it up just to earn a large contract in a contract year. He's working hard even after securing a long-term contract, which by the way is a huge bargain for us. But yeah, it shows that he truly cares about improving his game and changing the narrative of his career so far, which should only bode well for the future of the Magic. The second doubt that he had to eliminate was his wavering confidence issues during games that really held him back with the Bulls. Their fans can attest to this problem, as Wendell would often get too low whenever he made mistakes on both ends of the floor and would proceed to either hesitate to shoot and make plays or completely check out during games. He would also get too high after making good plays and lose concentration. This season though, he's kept an even keel during games, looks way more locked in, and isn't afraid of making tough plays even during bad games. The third doubt was if he was versatile enough to play both the 4 and 5 positions. We all know that he's more comfortable playing the 4, but in today's NBA, it's crucial for a big like Wendell to play the 5 position as well. This season, playing at the 5 next to Mo Bamba, Wendell has held his own against the league's premier centers when guarding them one-on-one. His renowned confidence and solid frame have allowed him to bang in the low post and also bully weaker bigs. He's also proven to be a solid rim protector, as opponents are shooting a staggering 12% worse when Wendell is contesting them in the paint than they usually do on average. Being able to defend pick and rolls is a must for any modern center. Wendell has demonstrated the ability to venture out and guard quicker players when switched out on the perimeter without getting blown by or being put in a highlight mix. And this is important, as having a big who can be exploited in the playoffs will be a huge advantage when we finally start to contend in the future. To add on a few more pointers with respect to being a modern center, you have to be able to crash the boards, and Wendell has done just that, as he currently ranks 12th in the NBA in rebounds per game and 3rd in points per possession on putbacks. And his 3-point shot is still a work in progress, as he's only shooting 32% since December, but his form and release is good, and his 70% free throw shooting rate gives us hope that he will eventually increase his 3-point shooting percentage to around a respectable 36 to 40% range in the future. To round off, Wendell Carter Jr. having a breakout season might be surprising to the majority, but not to those like me who had proper context as to why he struggled early on with Chicago. It wasn't all his fault. I broke down in detail his issues in Chicago in my Wendell vs. Mo Bamba video, but basically, the majority of the 4 coaches that he had in 3 years in Chicago didn't play him to his strengths. Instead, they made him play like a traditional big, running post-ups, not many dribble handoff actions, and on defense, blitzing the ball handler at all times instead of dropping. He also played with an underwhelming cast of point guards in Chicago, so that further stunted his growth. The Bulls were in turmoil, and Wendell's development took a hit because of it. Fortunately for Wendell, he now has a good floor general in Markelle and another one in the making in Jalen Suggs, who could all get the best out of him and vice versa. Wendell was too skilled of a prospect to not have faith in before his emergence. He wasn't some lumbering big or just an athletic rim running big with no real skills. He was a prospect who already had an advanced feel for the game and a good base to work with and develop. All he needed was a stable situation where the coaching staff would instill confidence in him, let him play through his strengths, and also allow him to make mistakes and learn. Thankfully for the Orlando Magic, they're the ones reaping the benefits from Wendell's improved play. We don't know how much better he can get, but what we have right now in Wendell is good enough to be a starter on a championship winning team, if anything. And to add on, his skill set would fit in perfectly with either one of Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith Jr., or Paolo Banchero, the top 3 prospects from this draft who are all bigs and completely different from each other. If you draft one of them, then our front court is going to be set for the foreseeable future, which will be of great relief for all Magic fans, I'm sure. Well, that's the end of the video. And guys, I'm so grateful for all the views, likes, and support that I've received so far. I want to grow this channel into a community of diehard Magic fans. That's why the name of this account is in plural. Magic Fanatics, not simply Magic Fanatic. Therefore, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, as it'll help grow the channel and the awareness of Magic fans all across the globe. Thanks for the love, and look out for more player analysis videos dropping real soon.